All right, Beech, tell me a little bit about your farm, size, hectares, sort of some of the physical attributes.
Yeah, about Tararua district, about 320 hectares, around about 300 effective. Considered summer safe, probably get about 1,400 mils of rain a year. Your family helped me into it, and the bank. 2008, first 3 years, farmed together with parents. They've got it, they're block neighbours. This one at the back, coming on a different road sort of thing, but they joined at the back, so farmed them together for a few years, and then went on my own. Well, it was July 2008, so I think it's 17 years this July been, if my maths is right. Maybe it's 18, you'll be able to check that. Just sort of farmed it on my own account. Started off the first year just all ewes, and then sort of developed a bit of a beef cow herd through buying some cows off my parents and rearing a few white face heifers and breeding from them. And then the ewes were the first year they were a terminal flock, but then become a breeding flock and keeping replacements and whatnot. And then that sort of evolved to the point we're at now. I did quite a decent amount of calf rearing along the way for probably about 10, maybe 12 years, something like that. That sort of helped.
You were saying yesterday when you arrived here, there was only a handful of paddocks and you spent a lot of time subdividing.
Yeah, like most of the paddocks were sort of on the hills anyway. The flats have probably left them as they are because they're easy to chop up with single wires and pigtails, and then you can open them up if you're going to crop or whatever, spread fert, whatever. But most of the hill paddocks were sort of around that 20 hectares, and a lot of them have been chopped into 4 or 5, so cut up quite a bit.
How's that improved your bottom line or even stock numbers?
Yeah. More stock units, but able to feed them better, improved pastures, and turned over a fair bit of dirt, which has improved the pastures and fertility along the way with fert and stuff. But I guess like to finish the stock policy story, that sort of now evolved from like a ewe breeding flock and a small beef cow herd to now we're mating about 1,000 hoggets and keeping 250 of them as replacements. The rest are done as a two-tooth trade, so they're brought in as ewe lambs, and then most of them are sold as a two-tooth, and get a lamb out of most of them. And the ewes are all terminal, so put to the Suftex ram and Frisian bulls that are brought in as weaners are 100 kilos, and about 170 or 174 of them at the moment, and keep maybe 30 or 50 through the summer to do a bit of tidy up on the hills. So yeah, the stocking policy sort of evolved. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now with the stock, say 10 and definitely not 15 years ago. But I guess like the subdivision, that was a real focus. Like probably the first year I was farming on my own account, I got a bulldozer in to push in some fence lines, just to get the ball rolling sort of thing. Wasn't in a position to do fencing, but got the ball rolling with that. So that's that was quite cool looking back.
This morning you were saying that your summer's safe and it has its pros and cons. What are they? And what does that even mean?
Means that we should be relatively safe from drought in the summer. We can get a bit dry in autumn if it carries on, but compared to surrounding districts, we'd be more likely to get bit of rain through the summer than say the Hawke's Bay, maybe parts of the Manuka too, sort of thing.
When do these start lambing?
Soon, probably. Get out of it, crows. So that gives us more of ability to choose when we're going to sell stock, and also to buy or trade some lambs to buy lambs sort of end of December, start of January. There's usually an opportunity to do that, and to sort of sell quite a few lambs in the autumn when there's demand for them. So yeah, that's a positive. And the negatives would be a relatively long winter, can be a bit wet. Some of the soils, particularly on the flats, are heavy. And generally we have a good autumn, which we need to set us up for usually a reasonably long winter sort of thing. Slow. Generally, we'd have what you'd call a slow spring, so our grass growth rates would sort of kick into gear maybe around that late September, but not really hitting their peak growth rates till probably November sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And you grow a bit of maize here. Like, how do you manage that? And is it for what you feed it on the farm or?
Nah, sell it to dairy farmers who feed it to their cows, sort of thing. Yeah, as a supplement. So I sell it standing in the paddock, but I like it. It fits well. Have a bit of gear to do the cultivation and that, and get a local contracting company to plant it, and a contracting company that harvests it and trucks it to the dairy farmer who buys it, and fits well from a return on that land and simplicity. Like growing a crop of maize, it's a bit busy getting it in, but you're not needing to deal with animals on that land through the summer. You're just letting the maize grow and do its thing.
And you say Ross sense summer crop comes through after a winter crop, like
Yeah. So on
more forage,
some on the some of the rolling hills, easier hills will do a sort of you might call it a summer winter crop. We'll plant a brassica and plantain at the same time in the spring, direct drilled, and the lambs will graze that. The brassica will sort of boost away in the summer, and as that's grazed off in the summer or autumn, plantain will start coming away, and that'll last another year or two, and then we'll put it back into grass or top it up with plantain or do something like that. Yeah.
So tell me what I'm looking at, Beechy.
This is the main gully of the farm. The boundary heading up that direction is the pine trees.
Yeah.
That's the pine block. The neighbour lives down the way, owns that, and sort of looking over that way, you can see the bigger bits of scrub and a bit of gorse flowering. You can sort of make out the boundary going along the side of the hill.
So you're this side of the gorse?
Yep.
And the scrub?
Yeah. And you can see the hoggets on the crop.
Are they yours?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess over here we've got some, all the ewes are sort of set stocked up this gully, and over the other side of the hill here we've got some twins lambing over there. They look like they're sort of into it. There's a lot of lambs there that'll be born in the last sort of 5 or 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier that you had 20 hectare paddocks when you first come on, and you've subdivided, where have you subdivided these paddocks? And
so if we say we can see this conventional fence going straight down the hill across the gully to the top.
Yeah.
That's existing. That main fence along this ridge, that's existing. But say this paddock in here, that's 4 paddocks now. That was basically one, I think it might have been like 22 or something hectares, maybe even a touch more. This paddock here that's been chopped into 5, that was another 20 something hectares. There's one up further up towards the pines, if you look up through the pines near the top sort of thing.
Oh yeah, the top
that was, I think that was 39, which is about 100 acres. That was one paddock, and that's 5 now. So yeah, it's just been chopped up mostly with 5-wire electrics, bottom wire dead, 4 with a bit of electricity going through them. And when we've gone up the gully here, you might be able to see, but we've got a single wire on the other side of the creek.
Yeah.
There, so the sheep can get in for a nibble, but we sort of keep the cattle out of the creek, if you like. And in doing that, you can see there's a couple of troughs, plastic troughs down there.
Yeah, I can.
So we added a bit of water as we did the fencing.
And I can see down there, so some plantings, you said before you've put plantings through the place, or what was the decision on that?
Yeah, so
those poplar
I guess
trees.
If we can have a bit of another look, but if you look over here, these ones are about 11 years old, and the idea is to try and keep the dirt on the hill, minimise erosion. We get what you call tunnel gully erosion, where with our decent amount of rain, the water will find its way through the soil and make a tunnel under the soil, which will eventually open up on top, and you can lose lambs in there and that. Yeah. And as the trees grow, they'll sort of slow that dirt down and prevent those openings from happening, and save lambs falling in them. So looking after the dirt, keeping that on the hill where we want it, and not losing animals and little tomos. So sort of works both ways, and you can see we've sort of let some of the scrub come back a little bit, and I guess the areas of the paddock which don't grow as much grass or don't get grazed as much, and add a few poplar. We plant them as what we call a poplar pole. It's a 3 metre long pole, about 1 metre goes in the ground, and we put a sleeve round it to stop the bark getting eaten by animals, and then as they get older we'll take the sleeves off, like these ones are growing out of their sleeves. Yeah, and it has a bit of a aesthetic aspect to it too. Looks quite nice as they start to leaf up in the springtime and that. Jump over this as an on if you want to. There's one down there. Oh no, that might be her.
Yeah, she disappeared pretty quick.
That's her, yeah. She's onto it.
Yeah. Is that an old power pole over there?
Telegraph, yeah.
Telegraph, where did that come from?
Oh, it would have come from town all the way out the back sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Freddie Benton, I used to work with him. He said that he worked on putting them in all the way up here. But yeah, you're saying you're interested to know about honey or the Manuka or whatever, so a bit of this scrub or Manuka we've let come back a bit and tried to keep on top of the gorse. And during the season, basically summer, they'll bring some hives up and set them up in the corner there so they're a bit sheltered, and the bees will fly off and do their thing and get a bit of nectar.
Is that this world famous Manuka honey, or?
That's it, yeah, you're onto it.
Right, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Through what company?
Steens.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you can see the Manuka, that bush there is just starting to flower. Yeah. But they won't start flowering hard generally until like December sort of thing. But the idea is that the bees will target that plant and then they'll get the high, I think they call it a UMF. It's ultra or unique Manuka factor, I think it stands for, which is got a lot of health benefits, and it's just another sort of way to make a bit of income off not the most productive paddock on the farm.
Yeah, okay, and
what has the biggest effect is on how the season goes, because if it's too windy or too cold or the too dry, the flowering season doesn't go as well for the plant, which affects how much Manuka honey they get, or if it's too windy or cold, the bees don't want to come out. So how much honey you get will affect the income side of it more than the rate for the year, but it does fluctuate a bit, and also the grade or how good the honey is as it matures. They'll get an idea of that, and that'll affect how much you get paid for your honey, which basically comes down to how much the bees just been harvesting from the Manuka versus clove or other plants around.
Wait, what I want is you need a top of a post and a wire, because it gives depth to the okay. That's what I learnt while I was watching, so I'm going to edit this out anyway. Hey, that looks good up there through there, Beechy. Like, that's the main gully through the farm?
Yeah, mate, that's the main gully.
Yeah, nice. Even those hills up there get blazed like what?
Like when you're back in Chile sort of thing.
Even those hills get what? Like, tell me. I'm going to edit this bit out.
No, you're not.
I am. Hey, that looks good up through there, Beech. Even those hills get glazed in the Hinimar. Is this a Hinimar?
Yeah, mate, the honey mower.
The honey mower. Tell me the meaning of honey mower.
Princess, and it's to do with the love story up Lake Rotorua.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So how did that love story get down here in the main gully on your farm?
Who knows, mate?
Okay.
That's a good question.
And to how many balls you got in here, Beechy?
Oh, about 70 froshy.
And roughly what are you giving them a day? Don't know?
No, probably getting about, what they're getting roughly a bale a day, so if that's...
Is this a 2 day, is this a 2 day break or just today?
They're probably getting like 2 or 3 kilos of like baleage, and I'd say about 4 or 5 kilos of grass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it. And
Is that like coming from your experience and knowledge, is that like roughly what you'd estimate it at?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
And
not on camera.
but I guess it's like what I was saying before. You got a bit of a balancing act trying to finish everything.
Yeah.
Before sort of takeoff date.
Yeah.
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 Looks fairly tight, but
Yeah.
how many days left here you got?
That's how we like it, eh?
Yeah.
We don't. If you're loose at this time of year, you're not going to be too good in a month or two, are you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. How
No.
many what? Sorry.
Fairly clean and tidy though. Like they're in good nick.
Yeah. Yeah. No, ready to go.
But we won't say they broke out this morning
No.
because we were a bit late getting out of bed. Hinimoa Valley Road, Beechy, is it?
Yeah, you got it.
And this is sort of the front of Kaitawa I'm looking at, or?
Yeah.
And whose is that country out there with that sort of scrub up the top there on the skyline?
So next door is the Knox estate.
Yeah.
That's Brent and Rachel Fooey and Ben Simpson.
Rachel Fooey from school. Should be a couple years older than me.
Oh, nah. Different Fooeys. She's married to Brent Fooey, so.
Oh, you got a few bales in there, Beechy.
Yeah, have they?
So who does all the work?
In what way?
The shearing, crutching, everything.
Nick Ackland. Yeah, he used to run a shearing gang. Quite a competent shearer. I think he's competed in the golden shears and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
is there any money in this? Does it cost to get it off, or
like golden bricks?
are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's quite interesting. Like back in the what was it, the 50s?
Yeah.
One of these bales of wool would be the equivalent of it'd buy you a new car basically. So that would be like buying a new Ranger or Hilux or something like that today. Each one of these bales. So
Wow.
the equivalent of probably like, what's that, 60, 70k. And now one of these bales is probably worth about
Buy your lunch.
$300 or something.
Oh, okay.
But it sort of costs you probably $300 to get the sheep shorn if you're paying someone to shear them.
Yeah.
So no, there's not a heap of money in it.
What's the solution?
But it's better than it has been. The solution is not just auctioning it as a bulk product. The solution is selling it as the environmentally friendly, natural qualities that it has, niche sort of a product, and the higher end user understanding that, like telling the story. But what I do is, this is basically a year's worth of wool. I'll sell it about this time of year. Because there's not a lot of wool on the market, so it tends to be like not a bad time of year to sell it. And we'll have a bit of shed space back, and then we'll start shearing again in December. We'll shear the ewes. Basically, this paddock was in a winter crop last year, so this is the second time that I've done this. Now it's going into grass, and it'll stay in grass for quite a while now, and if I regrass it, like put newer species in again, I'll just be able to spray it out and direct drill it, so that means I don't need to disc it, which is what I'm doing at the moment. So this is the paddock. And there's a few rogue sheep that shouldn't be in here, and you can see how the disc sort of turns that. It's that sort of plate that turns the dirt, and then just a bit of a mission trying to keep up the hill. Next one knows, I had a blister on my foot yesterday, probably going to have another one today. Yeah, so sometimes I think I can feel some daylight under that wheel there. But nice way to spend a sunny
Sunday afternoon, and all these bloody trees are in this paddock too. But